Hey guys, it's Greg again. I'm here to show you, well, actually where it goes from is I was actually changing my tires from my summers to my winters on my mountain bike or road bike or whatever it is. And I was transferring all my gear over and changing it out for the appropriate size of tires. And I thought, hey, here's one for you. I should show everybody what they should roughly be carrying when they're biking around town, okay? By the way, you like my toque? This one's bought from me from my youngest daughter. I think it was Father's Day actually, and I love my toques. Um, in case you're ever wondering, which I don't know why you would, I'm in my basement. It's cold down here sometimes, and I'm bald, so I wear hats. Now, anyways, handy dandy way to carry all your tools is it's a seat case. Okay, this just mounts on the back of your seat, velcros on. The case itself is relatively light. Let's face it, most of us riding around town don't care about weight because, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. Excuse me. So, that tool case, though, is very important because it'll carry your emergency stash. So, if you're in trouble, like a flat tire, whatever along the ways, I always carry enough gear in there to get me by. And I carry a little bit extra. I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay, so I'm going to get down here because I have everything sort of lined up on my workout bench. First things I usually carry is spare lights. Okay, it's pretty small, light. I would never rely on this on a regular day-to-day basis, but as a backup light, it does the trick. Okay, and I think if I remember correctly, these are a throwaway when they're done. Now, the other thing you should always carry, no matter what, is inner tubes. Okay, now these are the inner tube. This is the inner tube I need for the winter tires I put on my bike, right? Note how big that thing is, okay? See about that width? Okay. Now, my summer tubes fit in this box. Look at the difference. Make sure you have the right tube, as well as make sure you have the right valve, which is pressed over or shape. Yeah, anyways, long story short, you're not going to care about the valve names. Big fat rubber, skinny metal. You can actually see this one here. See that little piece of metal in there? That's my valve. Chances are you don't have that, but if you do, you're going to need to have that. So anyways, that's another day's rant. Tire levers, they break apart. Okay, there's two of them right there. I suggest having at least 3. So if your store sells them in pairs of 2s, which I think this one did, I would suggest buying 4 and keeping 4, or just put one up in your house somewhere and carry 3 on you. Because if you're not used to changing a tire, 2's not enough if you're not used to it. Now, my personal flavor. Excuse me, I need a drink. And don't tell the wife this. I was cleaning up. I was looking for my inner tubes and I found a couple pop in the basement. Shh, don't tell her. So anyways, here we go. You need a pump. Okay, this pump here has 2 valve holes on it. It'll accept a Presto and a shredder. Again, you don't know the names and it doesn't really much matter as long as you know you have a fat rubber or a skinny metal. Your pump, you're going to want one that actually takes the right valve, or both. My suggestion is, and this is my next pump I'm going to buy, is one that has a rubber hose to the connector. That way when you're pumping up on the tube, you're not bending it on the rim. You're not going to break the valve. This one here has a habit of putting pressure on the valves and you can end up wrecking them. Okay. Now, the only reason I don't worry about that as much is because I carry these handy dandy little air cartridges. These will take your tires up to in around 90 to 100 pounds. Okay, well, depending on the air cartridges you buy, but that's what these are. And with those, though, of course, you need a little valve adapter, and that's what this is. My suggestion to you is when you look at these, don't buy the cheapest one you can find, because the cheapest one, these little tanks are one-time use, okay? Once you break the little seal in the end, it's done. Now, the trick with this one is it's got a little spring in it. I don't know if you can see me moving it there or not? Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So when I screw the tank into here, it doesn't release the air until I do that. And then when I let go, it stops. So if you encounter an issue in between, you can actually still save that tube, that tank, until you're ready to use it. Okay, it won't last long, but it will not leak when it's in this thing. So that's why I suggest this. And I also have, because I have the skinny metal tubes, I have the adapter. Okay, so once again, make sure when you go in, take pictures. If you don't know what it's called, I'm not going to tell you what it's called because you're not going to remember. But take pictures. Everybody nowadays has a cell phone, right? Even a friend of mine who's too cheap to pay for a service has a cell phone he carries around for Wi-Fi. And you know who you are, but I won't rat you out right now. And he can take pictures, right? So therefore, that works as well. So that's the inner tubes and the air. The other things I carry, you can either go out and buy yourself one of those fancy little mini toolkits that fit in these bags, and they have everything underneath the sun, but they're all small and they're awkward, and I have issues with my hands and I have a hard time using them. So, and as I said, I'm not overly concerned about weight, so I carry a whole set of Allen keys. This whole set of Allen keys will do everything, and then some. Some of these I don't even need, but the nice thing is that it holds the Allen keys all together, and I don't have to search for them. I just look for the big bright yellow thing, and I pull it out, and I got my Allen keys. I know in this bunch here, I pretty much have every Allen key to take apart my bike. You don't necessarily need that, but I do suggest going over your bike. Usually there's only 2 Allen keys, maybe 3 max. Like a size 6 and whatever. But like I said, I'm not worried about weight, and I have 1,000 of these little kits around the house, so I put one in my toolbox, my bag. And then the other thing I carry that a lot of people won't carry is a pocket knife. Okay, a little Gerber knife. I can't remember how much I paid, but probably not very much. Not huge, nothing special. I carry it for anything. It'll cut cable, it'll cut hoses, it'll cut whatever. If you have an issue, it'll work. And I don't know if you can actually see the blade in this, but I've used it as a screwdriver as well. Okay, it does work. Again, it's extra weight. A lot of people won't want to carry it. You don't need to, but that's just me. I have a pocket knife everywhere I go. And the other thing I carry that a lot of people won't, it's electrical tape. Electrical tape is your friend. I used to carry duct tape. Duct tape works even better, but the problem is duct tape is big and ugly. Electrical tape is small and ugly. It'll tape up little cuts and gouges on your legs and your arms. It'll tape up if you have a cable that, whatever you've been fighting with and the cable's just you can tape the cable. In a real pinch, I've used it and it got me home as a patch. I had 3 flats. Actually, no, that day I think I had 4. The day I had 3 flats, I didn't have this with me. But one day I had 4 flats, and I had this with me. The 4th flat, this is what got me home. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the toolkit. The only other thing I want to say today, because I had to transfer from one bike to another, so I've got it right here, is lights. Okay, I have a backlight. I run these. And I'll admit, I haven't done it up till recently. I run my lights now during the day and night. Doesn't matter, okay? Because, car has running lights, so why the heck should not a bike, right? Let alone that is, do you really want to take that chance and get hit because that car didn't see you because you were not running your light? Well, these are my main lights now, okay? It has multiple flashy thingies. It does. Look at that. It's nice and bright. Okay. And you see me miles away coming up from behind me. Okay. It also does a solid red one. I don't suggest a solid red because the solid red drains your battery faster and doesn't direct as much attention as a flashing light. So that's why I suggest this. And the nice thing is I don't know if you can see, oh, there you go. It's got a clip on the back, so it clips on the back of my jacket. It clips onto my seat case here. And it does come with mounting brackets, but I don't use them because I don't need them the way I use it. Now, my headlight. This is the mount for the headlight. It just goes on your handlebars. This one's a little limiting, but it works for what I need it for. Because it's only pretty much round, right? When you get into road bikes and stuff like that, you get some pretty funky shaped handlebars, and you need it. There's nicer ones out there that just have a strap. I don't know if I trust straps 100%, so that's why I went with this, and it works for what I need. Okay, and they were cheap. I won't lie to you. Mount Equipment Co-op, you can buy them fairly cheap. Now this headlight. Okay, it's got the yellow on the side, which is kind of neat. I've never had that before. And it's got good bright light. Here, let's see if, there you go. Okay, so keep in mind I got lights on in this basement too, right? So that's that light. It does have a, oh, if I find the switch, it goes a little bit brighter. And then the third one, there's a flashing thing like that. And that is the one I run. Okay, once again, I'm running in the city. So this little flashing light during the day catches people's eye. And that is what could possibly save your life. Somebody turning left and not seeing you. I got hit by a guy turning left actually a few years back, and I got run. I mean, I was a mess, okay? It was during the day. I was not running lights. His excuse for hitting me was he didn't see me because the sun was in his eyes. Flashing light like this, you never know. It might have saved my butt. A whole lot of pain. And my marriage. I got married. I shouldn't have. So I got divorced. Now I'm remarried. Go figure. So anyways, that's pretty much it. That is the kit, right? That's pretty basic. An inner tube usually runs you, I run my tubes are expensive, and I think they're $10 a tube. Okay, you can buy cheaper tubes from Canadian Tire. I think they're somewhere around $5. I run the more expensive ones because I put so many miles on. I want high, flat protection, basically, is all it is. Most of my tubes even have a goo in them so that if they do get a small puncture, they can fill up again. They can plug that up. But other than that, that is it. It's real basic. It's cheap. You don't need the air tanks, so we won't include those. Well, these things here are somewhere around $4. Your tube is $5, so there's say $9. Pump is probably a decent pump or a cheap pump, whatever. You can usually get them around about $20. Okay, so that's $30 there, right? For your tire prize, your inner tube, and your pump. And then really all you really need is your bag, and the bag can shop around because they can jump from like $10 all the way up to something like 50. I think I seen one the other day, $80. You don't need anything fancy. This is a Bell, okay? I run multiple different bikes, and even my fanciest bike, I strap this one on. I don't care. It does the trick. And that's all you really need. Just remember, please, run lights during the day. It might save your butt. It could have saved mine. Other than that, positive thoughts, positive results. Take her easy and have a good one. Till next time.